Hey, out there in YouTube land. Hey, do you guys remember COVID? The pandemic? The lockdown? It feels like it was like, I don't know, 40 years ago. It was only a few years ago. I was thinking about that today and how there was a silver lining for me in COVID. It let me see other people's insides. You know that saying, don't judge your insides by other people's outsides? Well, it let me see other people's insides. It let me see selfishness, self-centeredness, and fear when before people could keep it inside. But during the pandemic, during COVID, oh, it came out. In AA, you saw it all over the place. I don't know if you guys ever had any COVID police trying to get you to sign into a meeting with your first and last name and telephone number so that they could trace you just in case there's a COVID outbreak. I don't even know what that was about. There was no way I was signing my name at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Then you got other guys standing in the way of Alcoholics Anonymous meetings because of their own fear, and they weren't gathering back together. I thought, like, if there was a newcomer that came to the meeting that night, when you could actually gather again, like after I don't know how long, but there was no meeting because people stood in the way of the meeting getting back together. I wonder, like, I've never heard any of those people make amends to possibly the newcomer that came to the door and the door was locked and they went back out and drank and then they died. Is that too dramatic? I don't know if it's too dramatic. We're not going to know if that happened. I never bought into the whole pandemic thing. I used caution. I have common sense. It wasn't like I was going up and licking strangers or anything like that, but there was no vaccinations for me. There was no booster shots. There was no masks unless I had to. Like, I'm not going to embarrass my wife and not go someplace because I'm not going to wear a mask. But there was no being led around by my ear because somebody told me something about something that they didn't even know about. Wow, I got kind of passionate about that, huh? Up until COVID, I would have said that as far as on the spectrum of fear, selfishness, and self-centeredness, I was pretty high up there. And after I saw how people behaved during COVID, I was like, not only am I not up there, I'm not as bad. That's why COVID was a good thing for me. I'm just fine. I'm not saying I'm not selfish and self-centered sometimes, or I'm not saying I don't have fear, but as far as on the spectrum, I'm doing pretty good.